All right, what's up? This is Adrian Ross. Got a lot of DMs about my video about that Senior Bowl post I did. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more now, give you the game, give you the real. And again, I'm talking to mainly the 1% or the parents of athletes that are potentially going to go to college and play a sport that plays on television, with the potential to go to a career after that. So amateur is a mindset that they have you guys on. It's a mindset that they have people believing in. It's not a thing. What you're doing is you're contracting. So let's take it back to Pop Warner. Let's say Pop Warner football, right? You could play for, let's say you were on the Bears. You were on some city Bears. Well, you could go the next season and you could go play for a different one. There was nobody restricting you and telling you that you couldn't transfer, you couldn't go play for a new organization. You're an amateur, right? Like, that's what you guys say. You're an amateur then, so you could do that. You could be at school and you need to borrow 50 cents from somebody to get a soda or juice, whatever they have in schools or whatever nowadays. So you can get a loan from somebody and not get in trouble. You could barter, not get in trouble. All of a sudden you get to high school and then they start talking about you can't transfer, or coach is trying to prevent you from transferring to another school, or you have to sit out so many games. Is that a different amateur? Like, what are all these different levels of amateur? Why do you have to? I thought it's about education. Why are they restricting you from moving? So then you go to the next level of amateurism called collegiate sports, right? So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize what the mindset is what and who you are and what status you are and who you're contracting with. It's not about the status of amateurism, it's who and what you're contracting with and what is in the contract. You're not reading the contract. So that's the problem, is you're getting a lot of former athletes that want to talk because they have a microphone, but they're not saying shit. They're not giving you guys any game. I was listening to one a few months ago. He was talking about the Fair Pay to Play Act is what they call it. And really that is the NCAA said they passed a rule that allows you to use your name and likeness. And what I was baffled by was nobody was up in arms as some entity that they've never met, called the NCAA, that they've never talked to, that doesn't have a voice, is telling them what the hell they can and can't do. Where's your contract at with the NCAA? Whose signature do you have that says NCAA on it? But yet they're telling all you guys what the hell you can and can't do. Then they're announcing, like just a month before, they tell California that they're going to be against them allowing people to use their name and likeness, and they're going to prevent all the California schools from going to bowl games. Then they turn around right the very next month and do the same damn thing. They say, we're going to allow players to use their name and likeness. And most of the idiots out there aren't looking and saying, like, who is this? Who is the NCAA? Y'all aren't questioning none of this stuff. You're just acquiescing to it. You're acquiescing to somebody being your daddy and being over you, and you're not reading the contract. And it's because they're blinding you by saying, congratulations, you got a scholarship. Right? So you just had the freedom. The same example that I used before. When I was in high school and I mowed the lawns for people, I received compensation for it. I didn't have a professional lawn service, and I was receiving compensation. And I was an amateur. I was playing football, basketball, and track. And I received compensation. So I went and worked at a veterinary clinic and received compensation. People gave me money for whatever reason, my birthday, whatever. I didn't get in trouble because someone gave me money. People were giving me rides home, picking me up from practice, giving me gear. There was no violation, and I was an amateur. How all of a sudden do you get to the college amateur and all this stuff changes? Right? So you gotta, the game needs to evolve, and it's gonna evolve. I'm gonna try to help the game evolve by giving you guys some of the game and some of the knowledge, and not just being one of these dudes that has a microphone and they're just up there to talk and they ain't talking about nothing. So moving forward, back to the Fair Pay to Play Act, I just want to attack what people tried to say to oppose it. So one of the number one things I hear about when we talk about paying the college athlete, idiots always want to talk about, oh, well, they're going to spend their money. Okay, so fucking what? If they spend their money, they don't have any money in the first fucking place. So why is that an argument of, oh, well, they'll spend it? Okay, well, they'll end up in the same damn place they're in now, but they'll have more fun doing it. So let's stop with that, they'll spend their money. Let's stop with this, put it up in annuity for later on. All this other stuff. We want the same stuff that all the other damn jobs have. Right? So let's stop with this, oh, they'll spend the money stuff. You guys out there are spending all your damn money. So why do we always want this one group of people to save some shit? Right? The people that are going to save just like all the other jobs. There's not a protocol on all these other fields and all these other jobs of people. I had plenty of friends that were in college and they had a job, and nobody was telling them, hey, wait a minute, you just go ahead and give us all your hours and time here for free because you're young and you might spend your shit. No, they're getting paid. So let's and then as the athlete, stop letting people tell you that and letting you believe it. Especially you former damn knuckleheads. Stop getting on the damn microphone and talking about working now for pay later. Right? This ain't Popeye, like go ahead and give me a hamburger today and I'll pay you Tuesday shit. Right? Let's be like, we're always talking about equality. Let's have it be the same as for all this other stuff, right? And I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm gonna give you the mindset of it. Amateurism and professionalism is with athletes, especially football players and basketball players, because it's the two predominantly sports that are dominated by Moorish Americans, melanated people, right? There's no restrictions in golf, NASCAR, tennis, and all these other sports. They get to go make their money at 18. No one's telling them to save their shit. No one's telling them that, oh, put it up in annuity and all this other stuff, right? No one's restricting them from transferring. Okay? So, but as long as the parents acquiesce, as long as you athletes that are coming up and going through it, that's what they're going to continue to do. You see, when California came and changed something, the NCAA tried to oppose whoever the hell the NCAA is, and then they turned right around and did the same damn thing that they were allegedly opposed to doing. All right. So this one guy got on the mic and said, "Yeah, I think an annuity would be good because when I was in college, I would have spent my money on video games and tennis shoes." Well, okay, cool. That's what the hell you would have did. What the hell you would have did some dumbass shit doesn't mean that everybody else in a whole group of individuals shouldn't receive compensation because of what the hell you would have did. All right, we're not talking about one-offs, right? We're talking about the majority. We're talking about institutions of higher learning, right? And when we're talking about that, it has to start moving towards reality. I mean, like, for me, it's just, we can't talk about sweatshops across the country, but then yet we're pimping out all these athletes because we're putting them on TV and they're not being compensated for it, right? And if people want to talk about the compensation is, well, you're getting an education. Okay, well, let's talk about the education piece, right? Okay, so I received an academic scholarship to Colorado State. So I came in, I didn't have any of the restrictions because I hadn't signed a football scholarship. Example, I couldn't go work out in the weight room for liability in the summertime because I wasn't on scholarship, right? So, but I could go work out wherever else. But until football season started, they wouldn't allow me to work in the football weight room. But then when I got on the team, they're over there talking about team and everybody's equal. But then when it came to training table, I wasn't on scholarship, so I couldn't go eat at training table. Because I wasn't on scholarship. I could just eat in the dorm. But then the other restrictions are when I can have class. I couldn't have class after 2 o'clock. So depending on what your major was, and I wanted to minor in Spanish classes were 4 o'clock and after. So this education piece that I'm supposed to be getting that everyone's talking about free, I can't take the classes that I want to take to do what I want to do because I'm restricted because of football says I can't take class after a certain time. So there's a lot of restrictions with the education piece. We all know the time piece, right? So if we start looking at it and you start seeing the amount of time that the athletes are spending in practice and in training, they could have a whole nother major, right? So not only are they not being compensated monetarily, they're not being compensated with anything educational that counts for their time on the field, on the court, in the weight room practicing. That's another problem I have with it, is you can't just say they're getting a scholarship and then they're giving you the value of the scholarship being what it cost everybody else. No, because once you get the athlete there, the universities are signing all these other contracts by pimping out the athletes. For example, all the bowl games you just got done watching, you saw the titles of the bowls, right? Then they were invited. The schools were invited. The school's like, hey, you're inviting us? Okay, cool. I have 100 players ready to play for you guys. Where's the game at? Okay, yeah, you fly us on out there and whatnot. We'll go ahead and how much y'all giving us? Okay, yeah, I got a whole bunch of players ready for you. Because the people are coming and buying tickets to watch the individuals running around on the field. And they're not being compensated for that. And that was outside the college realm. Because it was an invite from an outside institution from the college. So when are these athletes, when are these players, when are these students, when are these student athletes, when are these amateurs, all these damn titles that they have, when are they signing a scholarship with, or when are they signing a contract with the Rose Bowl? When are they signing a contract with the Holiday Bowl? How are they playing in these games? How are these television networks being allowed to say their name on television? Being allowed to advertise prior to the game, showing who's going to be playing? How are they allowed? Well, they're allowed by a contract that you're signing, but nobody's reading the contract. Just like I can take it to another point, your driver's license, right? You had all these freedoms prior to you getting the driver's license. But as soon as you sign the driver's license, you don't know that they made it sound cute. You went and applied for it, and you signed the contract. You're signing a contract, and they're just giving it a name. You're signing a scholarship. The scholarship is the contract, and you guys aren't reading it. So you're not knowing how to actually sign up correctly. Right? That's what it is. And then they have you hooked because they're brainwashing you all the way up. because they start your restriction. They start restricting you in high school. Hey, you can't move. You can't do this. You can't do that. Hey, you know what? You might get a scholarship. We might let you come to our school and we're going to give you a gym and give you a weight room to go run around and train and do everything that you want to do. But hey, you can't go make money on yourself doing it. You gotta go to class and get an education so you can be able to do something with your life. Because, it's a cold world out there, and go to our classes and we're gonna give you an education. But that shit that you're good at right now, don't worry about that. Just keep training for us, and we'll collect your money for you, and we'll pay your school and stuff for you. Okay? And you should be happy with that. And don't let us catch you over there trying to talk to agents for your other career. If you guys get to talking to those agents that you're going to hire later on, hey, don't be getting a ride from those guys. Don't get a ride to the meeting. Don't let them buy you lunch. You only let our bowl game sponsors buy you and feed you and give you gifts. Okay? And then don't go selling the stuff we give you. Because the stuff we give you, you have to keep it. You can't sell it and make it for yourselves. See, so it's like you just become restricted. But they give you something in high school, they give you something anywhere else, and they say it's yours, right? So get out of the mindset of this amateur shit and start learning contracts and learning how to contract and learning what you're contracting and learning how to play their game, right? If you sign up with the NCAA, then maybe you need to form your own NCAA. See, because, there's a lot of games being played, and most of the times with them, it's poker, right? So they put their poker face on, and then they catch most of you guys, but when you're ahead of the game and you playing chess, then you catch them playing poker or checkers, and now they don't know what to do, because they thought you still playing checkers, and they over here playing poker, and they coming with the mad face and coming and acting like they're your daddy, and you just acquiesce to somebody telling you what to do and being your daddy versus hitting them with the paper game. Because the NCAA isn't nothing but paper. That's just a paper entity. All right? Amateurism is just a mindset. So get y'all's minds right. I'm gonna help you, because I'm gonna get on here and speak the real, because I'm tired of seeing these former players with microphones and they ain't talking about shit. They're not giving the youth any game. You know what I mean? Some of them think that they know what they're talking about because they're just like y'all. No one ever told them, so they just doing the same thing and thinking the same thing and thinking that they giving game. One more thing before I end it, because I had to, there was questions about, aren't these tryouts and all this other stuff? No. Like, that's what they told you. They told you it's another chance for them to evaluate you. Damn all this evaluation shit. All these other jobs, people go to an interview and they get interviewed. Say teaching, maybe they have a little, they have a student teaching session and all that indoors, but nobody's filming it. The pay and everything else is coming off the fact that you're making money right now on my exhausting labor right now, not no later on. So stop with all this tryout shit. Stop telling me a Senior Bowl is a tryout, because not everybody that plays in the damn game is going to get to go to the NFL. And even if they are, the NFL is not putting the game on. It says the Senior Bowl staff is. So that's another problem I have is, if the NFL is, then again, you guys got to start getting in and contracting and moving forward with your compensation in that contract. All right, that's it. But save all the pay them later and all that other BS, and it's a tryout and all this other stuff. No. All right? Change your mindset.